Three, two, one. Hey, yo, what's up? Welcome in. Much love. How are you? Is it going well? I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you're doing amazing. I'm back with the Blue Red Dynavolt Tower deck. Play some Magic, hang out. Here's a useful thing that might be of interest to you. So, I like to talk about things that are non-Magic related. One thing that is interesting to me is body language. So we know about body language that it's supposedly 7% verbal, 93% nonverbal, and I really believe this. Dogs can communicate a whole lot, and you can just sit in someone's presence and say a whole lot without having to say anything at all. Now, one key of this, do we want to go about it? I'm going to take the bombardment rather than a land. We don't need another land yet. I suspect we'll draw another land. Based on a copter, I suspect that we will want this bombardment. So one key of body language is the eyes, right? The forehead. It says a whole lot. And where we look, how often we blink, look of concern in the forehead or not. And you can, older people have the wink down and so on. You don't really see kids with the wink, but you can say a lot about like looking in directions, right, with the eyes, rolling your eyes at people and stuff like that. So the next time you're in an interaction with other humans, think about that. Study the eyes. Try to see if you can say more with your eyes, less with everything else. So do we want a Dynavolt Tower or do we want a Goblin Dark Dwellers? I'm going to grab the Dwellers. I think it's close. Both are gasoline, but I'm going to try to get to the point where we can Dark Dwellers with Essence Flux up. How are we going to do that? Glimmer of Genius. Looking for lands at this point. Don't necessarily regret bottoming the land, but Bomat Courier. Definitely going to fire off a flurry of burn here. Keep our life at 20 is going to be a key against this deck. So fire off a Harness Lightning. They probably have a bunch of unlicensed disintegration, burn spells, and so on. Another thing to think about, are you closed or are you open? Do we want to fire off? There's another copter. Yeah, I'll bombardment that. Anticipate. I'm gonna play Anticipate and go for a land. No land. Second bombardment. Or we get a Gear Hulk. I'm gonna go for the Gear Hulk. I know it's a couple mana away, and we can use Take Inventory, we can use the other one, but we have 2 Harness Lightnings at our disposal. We have 20 life. I think that we should try to turn the corner. Bloodhall Priest. Sure. Okay. We should continue to have as much life as possible. If we draw a land, we can go Dark Dwellers, Harness Lightning the Bloodhall Priest. Either way, I don't think it matters that much. We're at 20 life. 20 life is a lot of life at this stage of the game. Tapped land, that's alright. So I might fire off the Harness Lightning just to stay at 20. I think we can afford to take a hit to 16. Maybe that will be my downfall, but I do want to get this Glimmer out of our hand. And we might be able to set up the Wombo combo next turn. I'm going to bottom both. At this point, we have what we need. We just want more lands. And we drew a land. So I'm going to go for the Wombo combo. Trav, what's the Wombo combo? Nah, I'm going to go for the Wombo combo next turn. What is the Wombo combo? It is Gear Hulk or Dark Dwellers in response to a removal Essence Flux. It's something that's going to happen. This turn, however, is going to be Harness Lightning plus Catalog. Okay, opponent's draw is terrible. It's like easy match, easy game. It's probably one of the better matchups also, because we have so much burn. Opponent probably holding a bunch of burn themselves. Catalog. Pitch, take inventory, untap, and go for the Wombo combo. So there's no reason to Gear Hulk now, right? Pass it up. End of turn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gear Hulk. The thing about the Wombo combo is, Wombo combo. It's irrelevant because we're winning either way. It still feels good to Wombo combo though. Wombo combo. If there's 2 unlicensed disintegrations, it don't matter too much, because we're gonna lose it either way. Cast Essence Flex opponent scoops. So in this matchup, how good is Weaver of Lightning? Probably pretty good. I don't think we want negate or rebuff. I don't think we want counterspells at all. I think we want... I'm not sure we want Radiant Flames either. I want the Weavers. I'm going to go with the few Incendiary Flows so that we can exile the Scroungers. Reservoir, to me, is for Fevered Visions and for actually Control Mirrors. This hand... Opponent mulligans. This hand is pretty bad, but I'm going to keep it. Why is it pretty bad? Because we have nothing that affects anything. And why should I mulligan? So that we have a hand that has things that affect things. Why did I keep? Because we do have a good late game, and we have top decks. 6-card hand is not the panacea, it's not guarantee of anything happening, so I decided to keep. I'm not sure that it's wrong. Scrounger. Okay, I'm not 100% sure it's wrong. This deck doesn't really like going to 6 cards, and we'll have a decent chance of coming back. That Bomat Courier is going off. Gonna draw too many cards. PNLR. I should have. Did I side it in Radiant Flames? I actually don't think I did. I definitely should have. We could be in decent shape if the opponent does not have removal. If they don't have removal, Weaver of Lightning can help us stabilize, dominate the board. Definitely should have cut some of these burn spells. Complete Disintegration, GG, we just got raffle stomped. Definitely should have mulliganed. Let's learn from this. I want Radiant Flames. I'm going to cut a Catalog. I don't really want the negates. I don't really want the counters. I don't really like Aether Flux Reservoir. Again, it's actually more for control matchups where you can kind of get to 50 life and win. This hand I like a lot more. This hand is good to me. 4 lands. We've got Harness Lightning to buy some time. And we've got Anticipate to dig, and we've got Gear Hulk to take over, so I like this. Opponent's draw sucks ass. Grab Weaver. Weaver's definitely going to be better this game. Why do you say that? Well, because this game we're not way behind, so if they're going to have to slow down to kill our Weaver, then they're not developing their board. Lost Legacy? Jesus, there's a reason. We're 0-2 in this league. There's a reason the opponent's 0-2. Listen, people, Lost Legacy, you don't want in this matchup. You can't take Gear Hulk with it. The opponent needs to. You need to identify what axis you're winning on. The opponent is winning on the tempo axis. That's why they won the last game, because they got ahead on tempo. They're spending the 3rd turn, instead of getting damage, playing Lost Legacy, and now they're not sure what to name. What should they name? We have 2 Glimmers. We have 2 Goblin Dark Dwellers, right? The opponent does not want Lost Legacy in their deck. They want anything that affects the board, anything that pushes damage. Discard is not great when you want to be adding tempo. In particular, extraction effects are great when they win you the game. Lost Legacy is acceptable versus Green Red Marvel because you name Emrakul and you have a good chance of just winning the game. Lost Legacy for value in a tempo deck is a losing strategy. They named Harness Lightning, whatever, right? How is Lost Legacy or Harness Lightning a great play? It's tempo negative. It just doesn't seem great. It gives us time, right? I was concerned that we'll not have time to cast Torrential Gearhulk. Now I'm not concerned about that. Key to the City, no creatures, right? You need to have, okay. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Second Weaver is about to fuck shit up. By the way, I think Lost Legacy would be fine. Oops, I should have attacked for 1. Maybe I should have attacked for 1. Whatevs. I think Lost Legacy is fine if... It would be fine if you could take Gearhulks with it, but since you can't, it's kind of ass. It's kind of ass, man. They even hit with Harness Lightning, but we drew a card, right? They're using their time to not advance the board and go down. They're doing their first damage on turn 6. That's not fast enough. They should have mulliganed that hand for sure. They're king. That's fine. We can't block. I did miss 1 point of damage, but I kind of wanted to make them key. Pianor. Alright, now is when we go off right now because we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gearhulk, casting Anticipate. I do want to do this now, I think. And we could either go for the Scrounger or we could go for the Pianor. I'm going to go for the Scrounger. They don't have any other creatures in their graveyard right now. Anticipate for Take Inventory over Bombardment. The reason I'm getting Take Inventory is because now that we have 2 Weaver of Lightnings, things are getting amplified. But actually, Bombardment was probably better because it's an instant, and our Gearhulks need instants right now. Gearhulk cannot cast Take Inventory. So this is a historically poor Lost Legacy. I know that, like, hey opponent, I kind of raged on you, but I also want to teach those of you guys watching how to get better at Magic. Is identify the axis that you're winning on and play to the strength of that axis. Identify that you're winning this game on aggro and play for aggro. You're not winning a long grindy game where you drain us out of things. So hope you find that helpful. Bomat Courier cannot be blocked. It's kind of gas. What did they discard though? A Pianor. And Island. Galvanic Bombardment is close because Bombardment probably would have been better actually if I go back. Because now we're at the mercy of top decks. That said, we spiked the fuck out of this. Hardcore spiked it. I'm going to play the Aether Hub. Maybe I should have not. Whatever. Whatever's clever. I do what I want. Ping, ping. Bottom that. I'll take Incendiary Flow. And Galvanic Bombardment is kind of a sweet one. Just end it. Put this poor chap out of his misery. And smack ya. Your turn. Lost Legacy for Harness Lightning. I hope you guys learn from that. Don't do it. Or else this will happen to you. 5, 6, 7. Is the opponent going to Lost Legacy again? Oh, I hope so. Just as a demonstration. What if they have another Lost Legacy here, right? How poor. poor is that? Very, very poor. Why Lost Legacy sucks? Like, what do you name here? You're losing on every front. Void Shatter is not in our deck. I sided that one out. 7, alright, we can, yeah, alright, well, thank you for that lesson, opponent. Not that we're doing so much better, but don't side in extraction effects versus control. Play the tempo game. Don't sideboard in. Sideboard it in when you know 100% what you're going to name, and naming that will most likely win the game. And then don't side it in otherwise. So I hope you find that useful. More useful lessons, how to deck build, free deck building workshop, description at the top of the link. Thank you, much love, and hope you learned one valuable lesson today. Take care.